What if I told you you could still make beautiful art even using your non-dominant hand? And I specifically want you to watch what happens when you stop fighting the wonk and start leaning into it. Today's tutorial is inspired by this adorable sculpture that I bought last year when I was visiting a gallery in Portsoy, Scotland. It's so flipping sweet. We are going to begin with a rectangle. Do your best. It feels really, really weird. And your lines are going to be really warbly and wonky, but so are mine. So we'll just be warbly and wonky together. So we are going to do a small line across the top. We're leaving a little room for this chimney over here on the left. Let's make it a little bit. I just realized I don't have my glasses. So make a little rectangle, and we're going to make the roof, okay, which is going to come off and be a little rectangle this way. Okay, so rectangle, chimney embedded inside. Now we have the wee shop itself, which is just going to be a long rectangle that gets a little bit wider as we get down the paper. So I'm going to do the right side first so I don't smudge my lines to bits. So I'm just going to go over here a little bit and then do a line across and a line over here. All right, I just realized I'm totally off center, too late now. Then there's this cute little pokey bit, so I'm gonna do that now, might as well since we're here. And it's got this really cute little sign. But I think I want to make that the fish and chips actual sign instead of the little anchor. Or maybe there's a sign on one side and the little dingly bits on this side. So I might as well just make a little sign here as well. It's feeling really strange to work with this hand. You are not alone, my friend. Okay, so now for the base, it's this big chunk of wood. Imagining this sort of like, you know, sprouting out from the ocean. Maybe the fishermen are shouting out their lunch orders. So I'm going to do a little warbly squished oval. And then from here, we can just go down. Maybe this is too wide. I'm going to make this a little bit, come in a little bit more. And then we come down, and that will just kind of go, you know, into the ocean. Oh, are we allowed to race with our dominant hand? No, we cannot. Taking this challenge very seriously. All right, so we got the top. Oh, even erasing is actually harder than drawing with the wrong hand. Okay, we got our bits there and coming down. All right, we got this. We got this. All right, there's a little fun little window up here. So let's start with a square or a rectangle. And then there's another square inside of it. Oh, so wonky. And then let's do another one inside of there. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't get much wonkier than that. And then there's kind of like a love heart sign in the middle, but I'm going to draw the door. Oh, there's some stairs here. Let me get the stairs. Let's see. Down here, there's a straight across and down. That's for starters. And then there's like a 1, 2, whoa, 3. Oh, that's not wonky. I don't know what is. Okay, now we have our little sliver of a door, which is like a just like a tall curvy part. Okay, guys, serious it up. And then I'm gonna say this is like the shop window you know, the like, come here to pick up your order kind of thing. Or maybe that's where they're displaying all of the fish. Whoop, look at that. Warble. Doesn't get more warbly than that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just putting a little, you know how awnings have that little part on them? That's supposed to be a seam. And then we will have the sides of the order window, and then like a big base where people can pick up their orders. And I will give this a side and this a side. And then there's like this heart centerpiece. So I'll just make that, I don't know, like a frame of the heart inside. Whoa. Whoa. And give that a thickness. Okay, it's actually so cute. And for our fish and chips sign, I'm going to do 2 little hooks and then coming down. And then, oh, a rectangle that is apparently really crooked. And, oh gosh, I'm going to sharpen my pencil. It's a little, going to need some extra skills for the writing. Oh gosh. Okay, here we go. Fish. Fish. Okay. Done. And then we have the end. Fish and chips. I'll be forever grateful for fish and chips. When I took our kids to Scotland, my youngest son, Max, who has been picky since birth, fell in love with fish and chips, and we were so excited because we really thought he was going to maybe just starve to death on vacation. But he didn't starve. Okay, let's put a little, maybe we put a little fish dangling off of this one. Let's do that. Let's say there's like a little, maybe a string, and then maybe there's like a fishing line. Maybe there's a couple fishing line here. And there has to be a fish somewhere on this building. And I'm going to do a little circle. And then the fish body is the classic, you know, drop. And then how do you do a fishtail? I don't remember. Something like this? Sure. With a little fin off the top and the bottom. Here, we'll give him some stripes. And then let's do another one. Whoop, whoop. Oh, that's right. Now I'm like channeling my inner 8-year-olds. I'm like, I remember drawing fish now. It's been a hot minute for sure. And there's that. All right, so that's our overall drawing. Oh, we should put something in the window though. What should we put in the window? Maybe like a basket. Fish and chips usually comes in the basket with the mashed peas. Here's our fish. And then, oh, lots of French fries. Although they don't call them French fries in the UK. But there are some French fries. This poor door is so sad. Oh, there's a cute little circle in the door on my reel. So I'm going to put a little hole there. And what else can we do on this before we kind of bring it to life? Let's see. Oh, we can put some, let's put some details in our, like our big log top. Let's see. There's lots of, I don't know what these are even called. Stripes, streaks, woody bits. I'm just gonna do my best here. And kind of just put in some downward lines and then maybe some upward lines from the bottom. It's a little bizarre. Oh, and then this line goes away, this stair line. I still think erasing is the hardest part of this. Okay, now what details can we add? Well, I think we can do some shingles here, which will be definitely wonky. I don't know that we need to draw every single one of them. Although it's so small, we could actually do it. So I'm just making it very plain. Not even picking up my pencil, just kind of looping this design. And tracing is probably even harder. Let's see. Yes, kind of is. All right, I'm just pushed down a little bit harder on the left-hand side, and I'm going to do the same here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I think the hardest part, but also the easiest part, is just let your wonky freak flag fly. Like, just go, just keep going, and kind of ignore it a little bit. Ooh, and then we have a little pot of smoke up here. Okay, what else can we do? Oh, we could do some kind of cracks. I mean, this is sort of like a whitewashed situation, but I bet you there would be some cracks in the facade. We could do that. Ooh, it looks really weathered and cool. Perfect lines for this. Ooh, we can put like awning stripes. I feel like awnings always have stripes. Okay, we are kind of killing it, I think, friends. Yes, this is for all my friends who are suffering with hand or shoulder injuries, who cannot use their regular hand. I feel like this comes up all the time in my community, so this one is for you, my friends. All right, we've got some grass things happening here. I think the only thing I need to do is like outline the outline a little bit harder. Ooh, retracing the same line is difficult. Oh, and we can have so many cracks, apparently. It's not a very well-made building, but it is well loved. So we will take it. I feel like the door should maybe be a little bit less crazy than it is. Now what can we do to bring this to life a little bit more? Well, I think we can add some shading. We can do this. I've never shaded with my non-dominant hand, but grab a blending stump and we will try it. Okay, so to add a little more personality to this, we can add a little shading. So I have a couple different size blending stumps. These are dirt cheap and they last a lifetime, and the dirtier the better. So to get started, I'm gonna start. Normally I hold it like this, but now it feels very weird in my non-dominant hand. So I'm gonna just orient it this way because I feel like I can feel like it gives me a little bit more control. And I'm trying to keep it on its side because that's how I normally use it. I'm going to get in the windows. Wow, it's quite difficult to get it really where I want it. Ooh, I'm trying to do down this side. All right, I'm trying to do down the left side and under. And I like it when the corners, can I do it this way? Ooh. I'm just gonna smoosh it, I think just around. Look, I can't stay in the lines. But that's all right. All right, so I kind of mooshed that a bit. Now I want this to be really dark under there. And I think along the side of that heart and under that little part. Let's see, we could stripe like every other We do this one, and this one, and this one. And then, you know what? I think in here would be really dark. Oh, Lord. Let's see if I can scribble this in. It's so much harder than you would realize, but it's actually not, but not to the point where like you couldn't do it. You just have to forgive every one of your wonky lines. Like that's, I think that's just the key. So once you have it colored in a little bit, I can take one of these and awkwardly fill this in, blend it in rather, and that way my fish and chips bowl will be nice and visible. And then we can carry on. I'm gonna try my best to swipe some shading under there, and then to the left. The sun is shining from the right. It will be on the left-hand side. And then I always like to make the corners a bit shady too. I can't even remotely keep it within the lines, but I don't actually care. Let's see, we have our stairs. So I'll just put some shadows like next to the stairs. And then here is our funny door, which I'm just gonna shave the left side. Shade. I think I said shave, but I meant shade the left side. But you know what's sore? My arm is sore. Not my hand, but like actually my arm back here, because it's like I'm pushing down so hard. Very interesting. And then we can, let's see what else. Oh, we can add a little shading on our fish and chips. Just smooshing around that graphite. Just kind of colors it in, so to speak, in its own way. And then I think down here, for the long hill that it's on, I just needed to kind of exaggerate. Oh, that just says these lines, they have a mind of their own. I've just needed to push down on these a little bit more. And I think we can just run a brush down this way. All right, now I do want to add color too, because the same poor people that are suffering from, you know, hand issues are also painting, not just drawing. So now what I'll do is I'm going to take this over to my mixed media, put some waves in here. Take this over to my mixed media channel, and we will watercolor this in to the best of our abilities. I have drawn with my non-dominant hand before, but I haven't painted with it. So I am about to experience that at the same time. And hopefully if you're watching this video, you feel a little bit better, and you know that wonky is cool, you guys. Wonky is cool, so embrace it. And there's so much art you can do while you're recovering. I know it's not the best, but it is still fun and it does still work. Just lean into the wonk instead of fighting against it, and you will, I think, feel much better about yourself. Ooh, what if we have a little bird up here? I think I could argue that some things I'm doing better, like those birds. Those came out great. Eek. Yeah. All right. Meet me in the next video, the one that's appearing right here on your screen. Just click it, and then we can watercolor this in together. Thanks for drawing with me.